I find here that Don Peter of Aragon comes this night to Messina.
He's very near by this. He was not 3 leagues off when I left him.
How many gentlemen have you lost in section?
A few of any sort, and none of name.
A victor is twice as often that cheer makes up low numbers. I find here that Don Peter hath bestowed much honor on young Florentine called Claudio.
And much deserved on his part, and equally remembered by Don Pedro. He hath borne himself beyond the promise of his age, doing, in the figure of a lamb, the feats of a lion. He hath indeed better, the expectation was expecting me to tell you how.
He hath an uncle here in Messina. We'll be very much glad to hear of it.
I've already delivered him letters, and there appears much joy in him, even so much that joy cannot show itself modest enough without a badge of bitterness.
Did he break out into tears?
In great measure.
A kind of inflow of kindness. The novice is truer than those who so washed. How much better is it to weep of joy than to joy of weeping?
I pray you, is Sir Montanto returned from these wars, or no?
I know none of that name, lady. There was none such in the army of any sort.
What is he they ask for, niece?
My cousin, Signor Benedict of Padua.
Oh, he's returned, and as pleasant as ever he was.
He set up his bills here in Messina and challenged Cupid at the flight. My uncle's fool, reading the challenge, subscribed for Cupid and challenged him at the bird-bolt. But I pray you, how many hath he killed and eaten in these wars, but how many hath he killed? For indeed I promise to eat all of his killing.
Faith, niece, you tax Sir Benedict too much. But he'll be meet with you, I doubt it not.
He's done good service, lady, in these wars.
You hath musty victual, and he hath pulp to eat it. He's a very valiant trencherman. He hath an excellent stomach.
And a good soldier too, lady.
And a good soldier too, a lady. But what is he to a lord?
A lord to a lord. A man to a man, stuffed with all honorable virtues.
It is so indeed. He is no less than a stuffed man. But as for the stuffing, well, we're all mortal.
You must not mistake my niece. There's a kind of merry war betwixt Senior Benedict and her. They never meet, but there's a skirmish of wit between them.
Alas, he gets nothing by that. In our last conflict, 4 of his 5 wits went halting off, so now is the whole man governed with 1. So if he have wit enough to keep himself warm, let him bear it for a difference between himself and his horse, for it is all he hath left to be known a reasonable creature. But I pray you, who is his companion now? He hath every month a new sworn brother.
It's possible.
Very easily possible. He wears his faith, but as the fashion of his hat. It never changes with the next block.
I see that the gentleman is not in your book.
No, and he were, I would burn my study. But I pray you, who is his companion? Is there no young square that will make a voyage with him to the devil?
Oh, he is a most in company of the right-hand noble Claudio.
Oh, Lord, he will hang upon him like a disease. He's sooner caught than the pestilence, and the takeover and suddenly mad. God help the noble Claudio if you have caught the Benedict. It will cost him £1,000, I reckon.
I'll hold friends with you, lady.
Do, good friend.
You will never run mad, niece.
Nope, not till a hot January.
Don Pedro is approached.
Good Senor Leonardo, you have come to meet your trouble. The fashion of the world is to avoid cost, and yet you encounter it.
Never came trouble to my house, likeness of your grace. For trouble be gone, comfort sure remain. But when you depart from me, sorrow abides and happiness takes its leave.
You embrace your charge too willingly. I think this is your daughter.
Her mother hath many times told me so.
Were you in doubt, Signor Leonardo, that you asked her?
Senior Benedict, no, for then you were a child.
Yeah, you have it full, Benedict. You may guess by this what you are, being a man. Truly the lady fathers herself. Be happy, lady. You are like an honorable father.
If Signor Leonardo be her father, she would not have her head on her shoulders for all of Messina, as like him as she is.
I wonder that you'll still be talking, Signor Benedict. Nobody marks you.
What, my dear Lady Disdain? Are you yet living?
Is it possible Disdain should die while she had such meat food to feed it as Signor Benedict? Courtesy itself must convert to disdain if you come in her presence.
Then is courtesy a turncoat. But it is true that I am loved of all ladies, only you accepted. And I would, if I could, in my heart, but I have not a hard heart, for truly, I love none.
A dear happiness to women. They would else spend trouble with a pernicious suitor. I thank God in my cold blood I'm of your humor for that. I'd rather hear my dog bark at a crow than a man swear he loves me.
God keep your ladyship still in that mind, so some gentleman or other shall escape a predestined scratched face.
Scratching could not make it worse, and for such a face as yours.
Well, you are a rare parent, teacher.
A bird of my tongue is better than a beast of yours.
I would my horse have the speed of your tongue, and so good a continuer. But keep your way. I God's name, I have done.
You always said the jade's trick. I know you of old.
That is the sum of all. Leonardo, Signor Benedict, Signor Claudio, my dear friend Leonardo hath invited us all to stay. I tell him we shall be here at least a month, and he heartily prays some occasion may detain us longer. I dare swear he was no hypocrite, but prays from his heart.
If you swear, my lord, you shall not be forsworn. Let me bid you welcome, my lord. Be your records of the prince, your brother. I owe you all duty.
Thank you. I'm not a man of many words, but to thank you.
Please let your grace lead on.
Your hand, Leonardo, we will go together.
Benedict!
Didst thou know the daughter of Signor Leonardo?
I noted her not, but I looked on her.
Is she not a modest young lady?
Do you question me, as an honest man should, for my sober true judgment? Or would you have me speak after my protest, as being a professed tyrant to their sex?
No, I pray thee speak in sober judgment.
Why, in faith, methinks that she is too little for a gigantic praise, too brown for a fair praise, and too small for a high praise. Only this commendation I can afford her, being any other but as she is, sure and handsome. And being no other but as she is, I do not like her.
Thou thinkest I am in sport. I pray thee, tell me truly, how thou likest her.
Would you buy her, that you inquire after her?
Can the world buy such a jewel?
Yea, and a case to put it into. But speak you this with a sad brow, or do you play the floating jack? Tell us that Cupid is a good hair finder and Vulcan a rare carpenter. Come, in what key shall the man take you to go in the song?
In mine eye, she's the sweetest lady that ever I looked on.
I can see without spectacles, and I see no such matter. There's her cousin, nor is she not possessed with a fury that exceeds the 1st of May, not the last of December. But I hope that you have no intent to turn husband. Have you?
I would scarce trust myself, though I had sworn the contrary, if Hero would be my wife.
It's come to this. Hath the world one man, but he will wear his cap with suspicion? Shall I never meet a bachelor of 80 again? Go to it, Faith, and thou wilt needs thrust thy neck into a yoke, wear the print of it, and sigh away Sundays. Look, Don Pedro's returned to seek you.
What secret hath held you here that you follow not to Leonardo's?
How would your grace would constrain me to tell?
I charge thee on thy allegiance.
Claudio, how do you think that I was a dumb man? But on my allegiance, mark you this, on my allegiance, he is in love. With who? Now that is your grace's part. Notice how short his answer is. With Hero, Leonardo's short daughter.
If this were so were it uttered.
And then if you love her, for the lady is well worthy.
You speak this to fetch me in, my lord.
By my troth I spoke my thought.
And in faith, my lord, I spoke mine.
And by my two faiths and trust, my lord, I spoke mine.
And I love her, I feel.
That she is worthy, I know.
But I neither know how she should be well loved, or how she should be worthy, is the opinion that fire will not melt out of me. I will dine it at the stake.
Thou wast ever the obstinate heretic in the despite of beauty.
And never could maintain his part, but in the force of his will.
That a woman gave birth to me, I think. That she brought me up, I likewise give most humble thanks. But that I will have her reach it, wind it in my forehead, or hang my bugle in an invisible baldric, all women shall pardon me. I will not do them the wrong to mistrust any. I'll do myself the right to trust none. And the finest, for which I may go the finer, I will live a bachelor.
I shall see thee ere I die look pale with love.
With anger, with hunger, or sickness, my lord, not with love. Prove that I will lose more blood with drinking than I ever will get again with loving. Pick on mine eyes with ballad maker's pen, hang me up at the door of a brothel house in the sign of blind Cupid.
If ever thou dost fall from such a faith, thou wilt prove a notable argument.
If this happens, hang me in a bottle like a cat and shoot at me. And he that hits me, then be clapped on the shoulder and called Adam.
Well, as time shall try, in time the savage bulldog bear the yoke.
The savage bull may. I bet the sensible Benedict bears it. Pluck out the bull's horns and put them in my forehead. And also, let's take some great letters in great painting and write, "Good horse to hire." Let them signify under my name. Here you will see Benedict, the married man. This never happened. That was me.
Horn man. Nay, if Cupid spent all his quiver in Venice, thou wilt quake from it shortly.
I look for an earthquake, too, then.
You temporize with the hours. In the meantime, Senor Benedict, repair to Leonardo's. Commend me to him, and tell him I shall not fail him at supper, for indeed he hath made great preparation.
I have almost embassage left in me for such service. And so I commit you to the tuition of God
From my house, if I had.
The 6th of July, your loving friend, Benedict.
Nay, mark not. Your discourse is sometimes guarded with fragrance. Before you have the chance to flout any ends any further, examine your conscience. I leave you.
My liege, your highness now may do me good.
My love is thine to teach. Teach but how, you shall see how apt it is to learn any hard lesson that will do thee good.
Hath Leonardo already sung, my lord?
No chopper, hero. She's his only heir. Dost thou affect her, Claudio?
Oh, my lord, when you went onward on this ended action, I looked upon her with a soldier's eye that liked, but had a rougher task at hand than to drive liking to the name of love. But now I'm returned, and the war thoughts have left their places vacant, and in their rooms come brawny, soft, and delicate desires. All prompting me on how fair the young hero is, saying I liked her ere I went to war.
Thou wilt be like a lover presently, and tire the hero with the book of words. If thou dost love fair hero, cherish it, and I will break with her and her father, and you shall have her. Was this not the end that thou beganst to twist so fine a story?
How sweetly you do minister to love, that no love's grief by his complexion. But lest my liking might too sudden seem, I would have solved it with a greater treatise.
When need the bridge much broader than the flood? The fairest grants the necessity. Look, what will serve us fit? 'Tis once thou lovest, and I will fit thee with the remedy. I know we shall have reveling tonight. I will assume my part in some disguise, and tell fair hero that I am Claudio, and in her bosom I'll unclasp my heart, and take her hearing prisoner with a strong encounter of my amorous tale. And then to her father will I break, and the conclusion is, you shall have her. In practice, let us put it presently.